While all these little crybaby teams rather turn in their shoulder pads for flag footballs and want to vote against the brotherly shove. Mark my words. Mark my words. Jalix Hunt is going to break out this year. Dallas still stinks. You might do it, King Dingbat here. You know, any NFL team that votes to ban the brotherly shove should turn in their shoulder pads, their helmets, for a bunch of flags. That is the truth. Because I don't know how anybody could vote for a team that has to ban a play because they can't stop it. To me, anybody who votes for or roots for a team that bans that votes to ban it, you are dealing with a weak team that should never come close ever to sniffing a Super Bowl. This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Banning the brotherly shove. Why would you ban it? The Eagles are the only team that can do it. Now you might be saying, what are you talking about, Philly? What are you talking about? Well, there's going to be a vote next week. And in this vote next week, they are going to possibly ban the brotherly shove. Diana Rossini wrote this. Nothing yet is set in stone, but the sense I get from around the league is that the momentum around banning the tush push is growing. Okay? I feel like it's getting more momentum in terms of those opposed to it than ever had been before. Can you imagine banning a play because you can't stop it? This is where we're at with football, okay? They've already taken hits out of the game. They've already taken the kickoff out of the game. They've already taken defenses out of the game in every way they possibly could, but the Eagles figured it out anyways, okay? This is ridiculous, right? And I had to come on here. I had to do a video about this because I think this is idiotic, all right? Why would you ban a play that only one team can run? Okay? We saw Buffalo try it. They tried to do it in the playoffs. It didn't work against the Chiefs. We've seen other teams try it. We've seen teams use tight ends to get the snap. We've seen it used in different ways. Nobody can consistently do it but the Eagles. Now, if you wanted to ban the play because 99.9% of the time it works when any team does it, not just the Eagles, I would say, all right, I can understand a little bit. But every single other team that has tried has not been nearly as successful as the Eagles. The Eagles are the only team that has really perfected it. Now they want to take it away from the Eagles. Why? Because it's the Eagles who can do it and nobody else. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I still don't know if this is going to happen. I really don't know if I believe it. But if it does, yeah, I think it's pathetic. I think it's pathetic if it actually happens. Now, I will say this. The Eagles, if it does get banned, will still have no problem scoring from the 1 yard line or getting those 3rd and 1s or those 4th and 1s. You still got Jalen Hurts, the quarterback sneak. You got Saquon Barkley, who's got legs like tree trunks. All right? He'll have 28, 29 touchdowns, okay, if you ban it. And then you got A.J. Dillon, you just brought in as well. The Eagles aren't going to have a problem in short yardage situations regardless. However, I think it's absolutely ridiculous you want to ban a play that only one team does well. And they're going to try to say it's because of health and safety. That's all a bunch of crap. They're going to want to ban it because only one team can do it, and it frustrates people that they haven't been able to figure it out yet. To me, if the other teams can't do it and the Eagles can, you shouldn't be punishing one team. Just my kind of thoughts, okay? So I just had to come out and talk about it. It's frustrating to me. It's frustrating to me. What's not frustrating to me is this: Jalix Hunt. That's right, Jalix Hunt. He doesn't frustrate me at all. And I want to say this about Jalix Hunt because this has been on my mind. I think people are sleeping big time on Jalen Hunt. They're sleeping on big time on him. He is a star that is about to be born. Jalen Hunt is going to have a breakout year this year. I really think this kid can play. And I keep hearing people, well, who's going to start at that spot? We got to draft a guy. We don't need to draft a guy to go out and start this year. We've got our guy. Now, I think if you draft the edge rusher, I think you need one anyways for depth-wise and rotation-wise. So go ahead and do it. But I think people are sleeping big time on Jalen Hunt. I'm not saying he's arrived. He's still got to get better at certain things. I still think he needs to learn to play the run better. But I think that he showed us in the playoffs that he could play. Let me just remind you guys of this, okay? Here's the 2025 NFL playoffs, right? And here's Jalen Hunt's statistics compared to Josh Sweat's. I've showed this before, but Josh Sweat had, in the postseason, he had 10 total tackles, 5 solo. He had 2.5 sacks. Those sacks all came in the Super Bowl, okay? He had a great Super Bowl. Then you look at Jalen Hunt's postseason. He had 10 total tackles also. He had 7 solo tackles, and he had 1.5 sacks. So he only had one less sack than Josh Sweat. If you look at his playoff postseason, he was just as effective for the most part as Josh Sweat. I think this kid's ready to play. I think he's your starter. I do. He's 6'3", 252. Josh Sweat was 6'5", 265. So he's a little smaller, and yeah, I think he could get a little bigger. But I think people are sleeping on Jalen Hunt, and I had to come on here and say that because I really think that people are. Now, the Eagles did host another edge rusher today who apparently his stock is exploding, and I really hate trying to pronounce his name. Okay, so he calls himself Femi Oladio or something like that. I can't pronounce his name. I don't even want to butcher it. I feel bad, but they brought him in for a visit. Apparently, he made the switch to edge rusher from linebacker last year, and he went out. I think he had 4.5 sacks, and apparently teams think this kid could possibly play. Okay, he's in the 260s, so he gives you some size. Somebody to watch for the second round, definitely with the Eagles. Now, this is going to be the second week in which we are going to go over a mock draft. I like picking these out. Any new ones that come every week. And basically, what we do is we're going to look at a mock draft and we're going to see what the Eagles spot, where the Eagles are picking and what we would do if the draft was to fall this way. I hate going through the same mock draft every week and then, you kind of know where guys are going to fall, or at least where you think they're going to fall. It gets repetitive. But picking out somebody's mock draft, to me is a little more interesting because then I try to fill in the gap for where the Eagles were going to go. So here in this one, we've got Charles Davis. Okay, he put out a mock draft yesterday. All right, and we're going to go through it real quick, and then we're going to say, all right, well, this is what we would do in this situation, unless it was the Eagles, or if it is the Eagles, rather. So here's what he's got. He's got Cam Ward going 1 to Tennessee. Shador Sanders, he has actually going number 2. He has Abdul Carter to the Giants. Now, I'm just going to comment on some of these other ones that stand out to me. Abdul Carter to the Giants, great player. They've got a lot of pass rushers. Giants stink. That's pretty much it. They got Patriots getting Travis Hunter. They got Vegas Raiders to Genti. Genti seems to be falling into that 6th spot with the Raiders. We keep hearing that a lot. They got the Jets taking Tyler Warren. The Jets taking to say, poor Tyler Warren, going to ruin his whole career, goes to the Jets. Jalen Walker, number 10. They have Mike Green going 11, even though people are saying he's going to fall. We'll see. They have Colston Loveland, the tight end, at 14. Charles Davis, 14. That seems really high. To have 2 tight ends go in the top 15, crazy. Williams goes to Atlanta. Let's see here. Jihad Campbell, he's got 19. We've seen Jihad Campbell go from an early second-round pick to the teens getting drafted in most mock drafts. So, it'll be interesting. Here you got 24 Malachi Starks. So what you see, and I'm going through this quickly, obviously, but what you're saying is the safeties drop here in this one. I think you're going to see a lot of edge rushers go early. I think the kid from Boston College is going to be way higher than people think. And they got 24 Malachi Starks. So if this was a situation for me, because right now, if I could choose the position I want, I would choose a safety. Now, it depends who's the best player available when you pick. But they got Malachi Starks going 24. The Eagles get up there and get him. You got a starting safety right away. Now, I like the other kid better from South Carolina, Nick Amenwari. So, we'll see. But he's still on the board at this point, according to this mock draft. You have Tyler Booker, Donovan Jackson. We're going through this kind of quick. He got 28, James Pierce Jr. James Pierce Jr. is one of my favorite guys, and he goes at 28. If he was at 28, I may consider trying to get up and jump the Detroit Lions. But they're definitely going to go edge rusher. And then you got Maxwell Hairston, the corner, goes 30 to Buffalo. Josh Simmons goes to the Chiefs. This would put the Eagles on the clock on Charles Davis's mock draft. I'm not sure what it is. We're going to find out because it's the first time I'm looking at this. But I'll say this. There's two guys on the board according to this draft. You have Walter Nolan and you have Nick Amenwari, all right? Now, I like Nolan a lot. God, the more I watch him, the more I like him. However, I like Nick Amenwari a lot too. So in this situation, if I was picking and the draft fell this way, if I was the Eagles and I didn't trade up, which I think they're going to trade up, but if they didn't, let's say, and it fell this way, I think I would draft Nick Amenwari right here. That would be my pick. You guys let me know what your pick right here would be based upon Charles Davis's draft so far, and let's see what he picked. So he had 32. He has the Eagles taking Nick Amenwari. I agree with this pick. I would like it. Now, like I said, Nolan is the other guy to consider, but it says the Eagles seem to consistently find highly rated, talented players late in the draft, and this pick is no different. Howard Roseman has a way of letting the board speak to him, and in this case, it screams big-time playmaking safety is available for defense guru Vic Fangio. I would love this. I would love this if it fell this way, but it would be between him. It would be between Nick Amenwari and Nolan for me, Walter Nolan. One of those two guys I would be fine with, but I think you're going to get more an immediate impact with Nick Amenwari because you're going to get a starting safety. You don't have a starting safety. That is our giant hole. So I agree with this mock draft essentially. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me who you would draft according to the way this draft fell, and then next week we'll pick somebody else's. If you have a specific person's mock draft you want us to go off of, let me know and we'll do it. With that said, take care. What the hell? Did a UFO just pull up? It was like real bright and sunny. All of a sudden it just got dark. A giant UFO must be hovering over my house. These little bastards come out. We'll knock them the hell out. Them little green bug-eyed mother humpers. I hate them things with the bulbous fingers sitting at your bed. That freaks me out, that stuff. Anyways, with that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat, remember. It's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. So just a quick reminder that right now, the Jalen Hurts Main Thing shirts, MVP, they are flying right now. We just got some more t-shirts in. We still have hoodies. We also got the premium one. Everybody's been liking that. So I just want to let you guys know in the description, if you're down, if you want to get this piece of history, you still have time because they're still available, and definitely don't miss out. These are my favorite merchandise that we have done. And listen, I haven't even got mine yet. Okay, because they've been going so fast with people buying them that I haven't even got mine yet. I'm gonna have to wait, but everybody loves it, so check it out. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.